All right, Gabe, what did we just watch?
We just finished watching the RWBY character short for Volume 4.
And what looks like it's going to be just like the RWBY trailers from before when it first got announced. So there's RWBY. We're going to probably see, maybe we'll see more Wise, Blake, and Yang. So
No Yang.
no Yang. Yang's gonna, if they do a Yang trailer, it's going to be depressing. She's going to be like, at that point, you're throwing your entire body into it. Although for like the character design for Yang, there might be a potential like addition. Although right now it's just gonna be a metal slab right there, which is kind of depressing. But whatever. But this is more like RWBY's. So I know that they presented this, I think, at their RTX with the RWBY panel at the very end, where they just showed this trailer exactly how it was. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Definitely what was different was like their art design. It was different from Volume 3. For sure. There was like, I think, I would say there's like more shadows to it. I would say.
I just say less lines.
That too. Like, I totally forget like what Volume 1 and 2 were like. I think it was like, there was definitely outlines, but like pretty thin. This one almost seems like without, for sure. And there's like definitely more detail to it.
We gonna have to pause for a second.
What?
I gotta use the bathroom so bad.
It's one of those days, one of those nights, one of those moments. But yeah, all right. I'll either like leave this in or cut it out or whatever. But yeah, I just know like, oh man, I don't want to say too much, otherwise like it will be out of the conversation later on. But it was definitely a good trailer, I would say. Definitely for people who like have been watching since like Volume 1 to 2 and 3, with like all the changes that have been happening, especially in the background as far as like the production value, the people involved. And I mean like obviously it's the elephant in the room for a lot of people, and the fact that like Monty, no longer does these things because of his passing. But it's definitely interesting to see how they're going about creating RWBY without the main core creator, how it's leaving into the hands of people that he trusts personally, and to see what they have in mind for RWBY, or at least how do they try to fulfill his wishes without him always being there to watch him over. It's definitely got to be like a very scary feeling for a lot of the people behind it. And I always kind of wondered in the back of my head, like, how he must have thought things would turn out, or at least how it would look. Because, like, right now, like, the way it looks, it's pretty stellar. Like, props to people who are, like, behind, like, the character designs. Not from just, like, the costumes, or even, like, the designs of the creatures. But just... well, everything as a whole package, the music, the animation, definitely the animation, how it all blends together to make something. And this is like, was at first like, sure, it was the pipe dream of like, let's make an anime. But it was like, for the most part, it really was just like Red vs. Blue in terms of it being like a web short. That's what it really was. And then they found a little bit more success. People were starting to get into it. It got adapted to Japan, where they had like Japanese dub, which is kind of weird, right? Because you had English. Well, it's normally for the role of anime to be like Japanese dub first, or whatever dub, and then it gets English like translated. But this is the other way around, which is like really strange, but it's kind of cool at the same time. And so like, I don't know, what am I trying to say? It's just kind of interesting to see how it all just kind of came together now. Oh man, Gabe's taking a really long time. But I guess that's pretty good. It helps me do a lot more improvisational like speaking. And I'm just speaking my mind too, just being honest. Like, this is an entire package, not just like what it is at first, but like what does it mean for me? Just for someone who's watched all the RWBY stuff so far, maybe not all the behind the scenes stuff, but just like the main core series. It's definitely interesting to see how it has evolved and how it's going to evolve, because apparently there's a lot more to it. There's going to be a lot more of more storylines, more time jumps, time skips. Something also we need to talk about. It's the whole time skip idea. All right, Gabe's coming out. Oh, God. Oh. So, Gabe, I'd like to let you know that I spent the following minute or so in absolute silence. I'm just kidding.
I heard you through the door.
Okay. But yeah, pretty much talking about like how I felt. It was kind of weird. It's also very interesting how like it's all this RWBY universe is kind of built up ever since its creation, and how things have changed over like the course of events happening, such as like Monty's passing, and just like overall like increase in production value and stuff like that. But what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, there was definitely, just like for everyone to know, there's a time skip between volume 3 and 4. And I think that's like over the course of like 6 months, something like that. And apparently RWBY and the team, and
Team Ranger
is what it's called. Yeah, just traveling around. I kind of forgot what they're trying to look for. I thought they were trying to go back to Beacon. But I totally forget what their main objective is. I guess try to suppress the Grimm as much as possible, I guess.
Suppress the Grimm, or they're probably trying to hunt down the chick who took Fall.
Oh, right. I guess Cinder wasn't there after the events. She must have like just ran off or something like that. But yeah. I guess like what I'm looking forward to is just like how the rest of the RWBY team comes in now. Blake is on her own. Weiss has been like forcibly taken back by her father as he worries about her. And Yang's just like
Beacon?
Back, I think Vale,
that's the place. I know it was one of those.
And then Yang's just like
she's still depressed.
Yeah.
Trying to find herself, especially since she's a melee combatant.
She'll definitely have to like adjust her fighting stuff, but she definitely gets back on the road, I bet. Considering like the character like art that I saw, it's like kind of similar with like all the RWBY characters. They get their own like special like concept art thing just to present like the new volume or promote it. So you had RWBY, Weiss, and Blake, and then Yang. So that's gonna be interesting to see how she kind of builds up. I wonder if it's gonna be like the old trailers where they give you enough like background information to kind of be its own prologue. So I think with RWBY, it's an interesting, I wouldn't say it's like something that could stand on its own as a prologue. It's just kind of like a little teaser type of deal. Something that you could have.
It doesn't seem like a introduction type deal. Like how RWBY, red, yellow, white, and black. Were that what the trailers were called?
Yeah, like red, white, black, yellow.
Yeah. I don't think it was definitely on the caliber of one of those, but I feel that they might end up making a set of trailers like that.
That's what I'm thinking. In the meantime, it just feels like this just in, this is what's happening, and that's it. Just like letting the fans know what's going on. And that makes sense because like in the beginning, RWBY was just like it's whatever. Like this is our new web short series, and no one really knew about it. So
I really wonder like how much they thought it was gonna take off. Maybe they thought it would be what it is.
It's crazy. It has like its own following. People like watching it specifically for RWBY and nothing else from Roosterteeth. And Roosterteeth is just like punching out like a whole bunch of stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see where like the show kind of like takes off from here.
They have socially awkward, on the spot, their podcast,
all their podcasts,
the Drunk Tank.
Oh yeah.
$1 Million But they did Laser Team. I think they still do Immersion.
They still. You already said $1 million boat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they have Camp, RWBY, the animated adventures. They still do Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And then Red versus Blue. How do I forget that? That's what they're known for.
Oh, man, they are just...
It's really getting to the point to where they're known for RWBY, though.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's just like, it's such a show that just kind of builds itself off. And so there's definitely a lot of expectations to like what's going to happen like with the RWBY series. Well, obviously they really couldn't stop it because like this was going to be a long running series. So they had to like keep going. Not just like to keep, just like not for like money reeling or anything, but also just to fulfill Monty's wish as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just kind of like waiting for another trailer. You just like watch the actual episode. Oh yeah, there's gonna be, I think, a few people who have watched our reactions come back to this, knowing that we're talking about it again. So I mean, that's
and then
all.
They're gonna whine that they have to pay $1.
Or just, it's like it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. You guys were different.
You did something right. You stole, and I appreciate it. But yeah, it's whatever. So I think that's pretty much it. Gabe, did you have anything else you want to add about the trailer?
It definitely seems like her fighting style is no longer like a little kid. She's definitely out for blood.
Yeah. Like, I would say, like, it was still really cool to see, like, her combat as just, like, the beginning, in the very beginning. It was very flashy, I'll say that. That's, like, the best way I can describe it. This one seems a little bit more strategic. She's actually really thinking. She's very much aware of like her environment, and just like the way she moves. And I think that's also props to like animation for like these cool shots. Well, yeah, they're cool shots. How the character moves and stuff like that. It's still slightly awkward at times, but overall it's very much like good, very good. But yeah, I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, we'll just be on the lookout for more RWBY stuff. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. #bye.